So at the time at St. Genevieve High School, there was only a boys team for golf.
Interesting. Okay.
And so my dad told me to try out.
Wow, really? Wow, okay.
And so
That could be fun.
Welcome, guys, to a Locker Room Talk Show. My beliefs, we're here with Noel, and Mike's not here today, are one of our main hosts. But tonight we're here with John Barron and his daughter, Allie. Welcome, John, Allie. How are you guys doing?
Thank you. Good evening.
Hi,
Happy
John,
holidays, guys.
Allie. How are you guys doing? Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mike, he can't join us. He's got a blackout, with the internet thing. So he says, but we think he didn't pay his bills. But anyways, we'll leave it. So John, just to kind of get it started, I know we met through volleyball. You were the volleyball coach. And my daughter was into volleyball. She also played volleyball. So that's how we kind of met. And I think, if I remember correctly, you guys had a little tour at LMU.
Yes.
Yeah. So can you talk a little bit about that? Your volleyball coaching and the LMU and all that?
Sure. So, let's talk middle school. So, our school did not have a volleyball coach, nor an athletic director. So I kind of stepped up. Had no idea what I was doing in regards to volleyball, but I was teaching fifth and sixth graders how to, play volleyball, which that meant a lot of like YouTube videos and the clinics, etc. for myself. Did my best. And I coached fifth all the way to eighth grade, actually, and I was athletic director at St. Patrick's. And Allie, transitioned from she did horses and ballet to volleyball, right?
It was right after. Yeah.
Right after, so she played volleyball.
Wow, so that was pretty brave of you to actually just jump in and take on that role.
Terrifying. It was terrifying, especially when we would go to tournaments. It was terrifying because who's coaches? People felt sorry for the kids. They looked like they were playing a different sport. You know what I mean? So it was really bad. So I mean, I did my best. Hey, I think we did okay. All things considering. I mean, listen, we didn't even have a professional volleyball net. We had to makeshift a net. So trust me, and we didn't have a gym to play out of. So the San Fernando Valley Heat. We were out there practicing in 100-degree weather in the blacktop. So, if you want to talk about earning your stripes as a coach or as a player, we definitely it was a bruising, you would call it. Yeah. So she will tell you she still has scars.
Yeah. At one point we were using, I believe, a basketball clipboard as a volleyball clipboard.
Oh my God. Wow. So you had to improvise.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I remember I was coaching there in North Hollywood. I think Vineland Rec Center. It's on Vineland and Victory.
Yes,
basketball. Yes. Yeah, and then so St. Patrick's, where you were coaching and where Allie went, they actually asked me to actually be the basketball coach too. Yeah, but I was already coaching, at that rec league. So that's interesting. So now, how did you get? Because that was really nice. I remember you brought Alina, my daughter, who doesn't actually play on St. Patrick's, but she played for local, Glendale here, Glendale High. How did you get that tour at LMU, and how was that?
Sure. So through the Archdiocese and the Catholic school leagues, there's one is that they require all the coaches to go through a program, and that program is actually sponsored and educated through Notre Dame, the University of Notre Dame. So it's basically how to be a good sportsman, how to be a good coach, etc. And through there, through the Archdiocese, that league, obviously LMU is a Catholic school, university. And so they opened the doors up for the kids, and they allowed the kids basically to come out and tour the campus, obviously possible recruitment, right, to go to the university, but also to actually see what it's like to be an athlete, a student athlete. And they'd open the doors up for us, whether it was basketball as well and volleyball. And they would give us free tickets so the kids get to meet the players, ask questions, and be part of the moment which was, I think, it's critical because one of the things that I learned as a coach and going through that program through University of Notre Dame was that over 70% of the kids that play like sports in middle school drop out. They do not play in high school, and the reason being is because support or the pressure or just simply bad coaching. You know what I mean? Plus, there's a lot of competition as well, right? So a lot of girls do drop out. So the goal was to get as much women or young girls to play in high school. Is really to prepare them. And I want to say thank you for letting Alina to come out at one of our banquets. Alina was playing volleyball, right? At Glendale High School. And so I really wanted to show her off and let people know that, hey, listen, like a lot of our girls were timid and shy that, hey, listen, challenge yourself over the summer and go out for a high school team, and because they were already student athletes, just to kind of continue on where we saw so many girls just, fall off of sports. They just don't want to do it because of, for whatever reason. And so I think Alina was a prime and I think a good example of what you could do as a student athlete. It does require a lot of hard work. I mean, Alina, as far as her education, her book study, but also be on the court. So I think, and so she could easily relate to those girls. So that we say thank you to you for allowing Lena to come out.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, because she was a little bit ahead. She was already in high school, and Allie was still in middle school. So, Allie, can you talk a little bit about your experience having your dad as your coach, and also the LMU experience? We call this the locker room talk show, so you can talk all the dirty laundry about your dad. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you listen?
We can have him. We can have him walk. Have him walk out of the room for a bit.
I think I should leave.
No, honestly, he was amazing as a coach and as a father figure for everyone. Honestly, for not having any experience playing most of the sports that he coached, he did pretty well. There were some nights where we would stay up together and we would, have the game plan and watch YouTube, and seeing that, it just, he's my role model, and it just made me more determined to not only lead my team but also be more determined in my game and in how competitive I am, and I just think that for not having any experience.
You keep bringing that word up, right? No
experience. Keyword. No experience whatsoever. He honestly did an amazing job, and he definitely not only became role model to me, but to the whole team. He was definitely a leader that we looked up to, and I couldn't ask for a better coach.
Oh,
wow.
Wow, very good.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
She's still waiting for her other Christmas present hasn't come yet.
Well, that's interesting because I didn't realize that he had no experience. I just assumed. So he walked the talk, and then it was because I just
everyone knows
everything about volleyball. So that's a good job.
You know what? We had to figure out how to put the net up. He did it. He was like, all right, do it.
We didn't know how high it had to be either.
And then I remember we went to the USC game. Remember we watched USC volleyball, the women? Yes. So that was fun too.
And that's why we love going to basketball games with you, and so the USC environment, but student athletes and just watching, and I think what really was hopeful for me during those times was that watching Allie and like Katie and watching those girls on the court, like the potential, like there's opportunity for you girls, you know what I mean? It can be done if you whatever you want to achieve in life. You just got to put the work behind it, and so I think that's why it was so instrumental of going to those college games, watching those girls play. So so it was. I think it was fun. And plus, it was fun. It was, it was a fun game.
I think they were like ranked number 2 at the time too. So we were watching a really good team, and then I think right after that game they became number 1.
Yes, they did. They won. Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot the star from Mexico.
Yes.
Remember her? I forgive me, I forgot her name, but yes.
She was like 6'4", and she could
she was.
Remember her serves? They were like aces, pretty much, right?
Yeah. 6'4". Wow.
Yeah, she was 6'4", and she was like from Mexico. Yeah, so I took Art and Mike too to a couple of basketball and football games. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So, you know.
When,
So then I know like Ali eventually went to St. Genevieve, is that right?
Yeah.
For high school. So Art, you might get a kick out of this. So and I remember you were telling me one of the guys that I played with in basketball, right? I think you know.
small world.
What?
No, he played pro in the PBA.
He played what?
So this guy played pro in the PBA, and I played with him in the league here.
Oh, is it Jimmy?
His nephew also went to St. Genevieve. This is the locker room talk show part. But anyway, no. So anyway, can you tell us the transition? So we went from volleyball, right? So that was at St. Patrick's. So was the golf? Did that start at St. Patrick's, or were you already at St. Genevieve at that time?
I was already at St. Genevieve.
Okay.
And so the transition between middle school to high school, I played club volleyball for about a year. At St. Gabriel Elite. And
yes, okay. I know them. They're good.
Yeah, they're very, very good. So I while I was playing, I had a lot of injuries, such as like my knee and my shoulder. And it was just a lot. And so once I was practicing to be on the St. Genevieve volleyball team, like I had shoulder pain, and it was just not working out as well as I planned, and like the coaching wasn't the best.
Were you the coach too?
No, that wasn't me. See, I'm like Kenny Rogers. I know when to fold them.
So this was experienced coaches weren't good. The inexperienced coaches were better.
But as everyone knows, you know, what really gets a player to be determined to continue to play and like have that passion to play, it all depends on the coach and the right coaching. This coach kind of just brought me back from why I loved playing volleyball in the first place. So here I am going to high school and not being able to play a sport. But my dad always said, you're not going to lay on the couch. Like, you're not going to sit on the couch. You're going to get up and you're going to play a sport. So
that's me.
So
that sounds like a dad.
Yeah. Sounds like a dad. So I think at the time you were playing with your friends golf.
I was playing golf.
And so that's how we were introduced to the game of golf. We've always been volleyball fans. So now here we are, you're playing golf, and his friend left a pair of golf clubs at our house. So one day we went to the golf range just to try out the clubs, and I don't know, it just brought this kind of just this fire of questioning maybe this is a new sport. So at the time at St. Genevieve High School, there was only a boys team for golf.
Interesting. Okay.
And so my dad told me to try out.
Wow, really? Wow, okay.
And so
that could be fun.
Well, there's a difference between golfers and basketball, football players too, right? Mentality.
There's no physical activity, right?
No contact.
The dad tells the daughter to join the boys team. Wow, okay. Here, we get to the locker room part here.
It's getting hot in here, isn't it? Wow.
So I ended up making it on the boys golf team.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
And that's how I started my passion to play and continue golf.
But she wasn't the only female on the team. There was actually a Filipina on the team.
Okay.
Jaden.
Okay.
Jaden, her friend Jaden, played as well on the boys team.
And we were the first ever girls to actually get on the boys team.
Wow, so
it was
history.
It was new. It was definitely new for St. Genevieve High School.
And, okay.
And unfortunately, due to budget cuts, they cut off the team my sophomore year. So I wasn't able to play throughout my 4 years of high school.
Oh,
But
no.
I definitely continue to play outside of school because I mean I enjoyed the sport, and it was a room for opportunity to enhance my golf game, but also to be more to continue that competitive side. And
Well, I
the
noticed. I
benefits
know.
of being a student athlete.
And I noticed too, the basketball players, you got their attention as well, right? So,
Well, I was also a cheerleader. So.
Well, she was a cheerleader too.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
there you go.
I thought, I
That'll
thought you made it in the boys basketball team too.
I mean, someone has to boost their ego.
There you go. Okay, so as far as so your dad helping you with the golf? How is that? And because I know your dad shared with us a video, and he said that this is a video, and we're gonna share it here, in this show, maybe like clips from it. But he said it was basically for college
Yeah.
video. Yeah.
Yeah, it was for college recruitment video.
Okay.
So,
So do you want to talk a little bit about that and how so John, maybe you want to start, and then we'll let Ali talk about it as well.
Oh, in regards to the promo video?
Yeah, and not only that, but how you also helped out, because I know you're involved with the golf as well, right?
Well, one thing I did smart, I will tell you, is that
Okay.
I sent her to a training academy. So,
Okay.
so she,
I thought you coached it.
no.
Oh, okay. So you didn't do this one on your own. Okay.
Because I have to be honest with you guys. If we let's go back a couple years of volleyball. So Ali played rec, Ali played school volleyball as well. And then when we got her to club, she rode the bench because they had to unwind her. You know what I mean? Because it's like, wait a minute, your footwork's bad.
Yeah.
So she begged me to get a private coach for volleyball. So by the end of the season, she was a starter and one of the stars. She was a mid blocker, so she was,
Nice.
so she did awesome as a volleyball player, and that's why she accumulated so many injuries as well, is because of her basically her play. So with golf, I said, look, I can't do this to her. So I said, let me take you to professional academy. And so locally, just to let the fans know out there, is that for youth, LA City has it's called a Tragan Golf Academy. It's in Griffith Park. It's ran by the city. It's really inexpensive. And if you're looking for the basically fundamentals of golf, this is the ideal place to take kids to learn how to play golf. And they do hour-and-a-half sessions. And actually, we were fortunate enough to meet her coach. So she actually has a coach, private coach, where we've met him there, and he's still coaching today. So very fortunate. Otherwise, I would have ruined her game. I mean, my game is horrible. So yeah, there's no way she would have survived this with my leadership on the green. So yeah. And I'm an impatient person, so golf requires a lot of patience. So in developing her, she's probably blossomed in the last 6 months. I think you see my postings on Facebook. So she's blossomed.
Yes.
So we figured if with her hard work in a short period of time, because she's really probably just last year, she's put a lot of work behind golf. In comparison to girls who played all 4 years of golf, I mean, we've met girls who've been playing for 6, 7, 10 years even, out there. So she's blossomed in a matter of a year. And so we said, you know what, let's try out for college. And this is where Ali had to do the work. And so the end result of that is a promo video, which you'll probably show some clips. And that's what's basically required to get onto a golf team out there, besides scores and recommendations. So yeah, so definitely I will not take the credit there. I can't. It's just the money that I paid. That's all I got.
There you go. Somebody has to pay the coach, right?
Yeah.
Well, now I'm coaching him, so he's getting his money.
Oh, there you go. So now it's the reverse. Oh,
reverse.
okay.
I told her I'm trying to retire early too.
So, Ali, can you tell us a little bit about your experience with the coach, the private coach, and then transitioning? Obviously, it's a totally different game from volleyball to golf.
Private coach volleyball or golf?
Private coach, so private coach from volleyball, and then transitioning to private coach to golf.
So the thing with me personally is that I hate riding the bench. Like I have to be playing, I have to be out there with my team and everything. And so when I was riding the bench, it was not fun at all. So begging my dad to get a private coach has really helped me. I worked really, really hard. I would practice not only private and my team practice, but also in the backyard. So I definitely put a lot of work into it, you know, watching videos and just having that determined mind that I will be number one. Because I started off as third string, and by the end I was first string.
Oh, wow, that's very good. Very impressive. So
having that like mindset where I need to improve, because there's always going to be competition. It's always going to be out there. But I feel like that gives you that drive, you know, to keep on pushing. And I definitely had, you know, there's ups and there's downs in your game and everything. But I didn't realize how important that was until I got into golf. Because obviously volleyball is a team sport, you know. You have people to bring you up, you know. There's teammates clapping or high-fiving you, or you got this. And then golf, it's just you and the greens. So I feel like the difference between golf and volleyball wise, like coaching, is that not only is the coach teaching you the techniques of golf, but also like your mental state of golf, you know, because since golf is a different game than volleyball and it's just basically you versus you, I definitely had to learn a lot how to be patient and really how to take care of my mental health. When it comes to a bad shot, just keep moving forward.
Yeah. I think what capitalize on that, you know, guys, is that, you know, we played basketball and we played volleyball or whatever sport, soccer, football, you know, it's fast paced. It's constantly moving. There's constantly action. It's contact. And the one enemy you have with golf is time, because once you hit the ball off the tee, you have to walk to it. And if you hit that ball to the right or to the left or not where you want it to be on the fairway, you're beating yourself up mentally. And so, and you have to literally prepare for the next shot. And now you're playing within the element, right? If it's windy, if it's raining, it's not snowing, but you know, if you're in the rough, are you out in the dirt? I mean, so I think that's where Ali has tortured herself over this last 6 months, is learning how to break through that mental health game, because I say mental health, meaning that it's just approaching the game, where that a lot of players, I think if you watched the recent Masters about a month ago, Phil Mickelson, he had a meltdown, and actually his game impacted the guys that he was playing with, and they didn't want to be around him. They were like, stay away from us because it's contagious. So it's that vibe that you put off, and so it could be really damaging to your game. And so I think that's one thing as a golfer where Ali has stepped up, is learning how to play through that. I mean, she's had, I've seen her, and it's broken my heart, but she's had breakdowns on the golf course. You know what I mean? It's just, and it's normal. So it happens. And that's just because she has that much passion behind it, you know?
Yeah, but it's definitely every good shot is definitely rewarding. It reminds you why you're continuing to practice and why you're continuing to playing, and the love that you have for the sport. And so, whereas people would usually give up when things are going hard or whatever, but every shot is honestly, every good shot is rewarding, and like it helps you acknowledge like that you can overcome not only the sport but everything in life, you know, to continue forward.
It's a life game for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a life game.
So with regard to the video, who did you guys like send that video out? Do you have a specific target? The college recruiting video?
Yeah. I think we sat down a couple months ago, and we had to evaluate honestly our situation, her game, and expectations, and what I did was, and I think what we did was we looked at like college rankings and scores. And so looked at D1, like what are the expectations of D1, D2, D3, and NAIA, and looking at her experience, Ali's experience, whether it's short, you know, it's been, you know, it's really short. I mean, competitively, and looking at her scores, And so we had to like make a target and saying, okay, what would be really beneficial to her and her future in golf. And so we kind of went with like NAIA schools, like small Christian colleges, and also community colleges. And a couple things that have been challenging locally is that a lot of the community colleges have done away with their women's golf, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
So for now, for our situation is that we might have to, if we pursue community college, we'd have to go outside the area.
So outside the area, meaning outside of LA County?
No, Azusa. Azusa would be.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for us, it's like, for us, it's like, you know, it's
Outside of
another. Yeah. So we're basically, so we've targeted those schools and had Ali. Ali's done a lot of interviews with coaches. And so, you know, and I think another thing goes back to, and you guys know, is who do you want to play for too, right? So, so she's had to, not only they interview her, but she's also taking notes on them as well, and what would be beneficial for her. So I think we've targeted the 2 schools right now, to be honest with you, where we would probably land. And so it's just a matter of what's in the best interest of her game and her studies.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Now I know, Ali, your nickname is, and your dad refers to you certain times as Bird, right? And it's actually, and I bring it up because it's actually on your
Zoom account.
Right? It says John and Bird. So can you tell us a little bit about your the history of the nickname?
I mean, ever since I was young, I've always been called Bird by pretty much my whole family. Now my friends are calling me Bird.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Now it's going around, but I'm honestly grateful now that I'm called Bird because it's actually a golf term, a birdie.
Okay.
So maybe a dream or a goal of mine is if I continue to play golf, maybe having a golf clothing line called Bird.
Oh yes, that'll work.
That's a good idea.
Exactly, because it's related to birdie and stuff.
Okay.
So, but I did not like it before. Only now.
So it goes back to her godmother when Allie was like 2 years old. Her godmother would babysit her and other kids, and so her older cousin was in the Spider-Man at the time, and so the tune Spider-Man. So she just changed it to Allie Bird, and she would that's how this started. And
so you just randomly like chose Allie Bird instead of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. I don't know how they make that connection, that correlation.
Okay.
But she might have been drinking. I don't know. So now Allie Bird was we used it in the immediate family. And, and so Allie would like shun on the do not call me that in front of friends and anybody we meet. It's so I guess it grew on her, and since I was coaching, I would always call her Bird. So everybody calls her Bird, you know what I mean, at school. So, and I think now, you're right. I think most of her friends now call her Bird, and I think it's kind of cool to have a nickname other than a bad word, right? So you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, I've heard your dad call you that, and I've seen it, but I've never really referred to you as that because I wasn't sure that if it was only like a family. Because I know like when I was a little kid, if my nickname's Noel, right, and my full name is Emmanuel, so the same thing with my Zoom account, it has my legal name. But if when I was a little kid, if somebody called me Emmanuel, I knew I was in trouble. Because they were using my real name.
That definitely is. So, I hate my real name, Alyssa, because whenever I hear Alyssa by my parents, I know I'm in trouble. So,
there you go. There you go.
So but it's a blessing because I'll be at the grocery store or something, and if I hear Bird, I already know it's me. So, I mean, it has its perks now, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, I like the name Alyssa, and then it has a natural nickname of Allie, right?
Yeah.
So
and I'm Bird.
Yeah, but that Bird clothing line that you're planning to do, I think that's a good idea. You should start it when you start college, so it'll go with the pros.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
go viral.
Just like
go viral.
Maybe just like a golf caps or a shirt the bird.
Yeah.
You'll
Well,
be
she
right
figures she doesn't go pro, she can be a millionaire selling clothes, probably,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
There you go. Yeah. See, you have a little side angle there. Yeah.
Well, I think we have to make golf fashionable. If you've seen some of the golf attire, it's pretty. It's like it's pretty plain. So I said,
Yeah.
put some color to it.
Well, they have what like Lacoste has an alligator, right? That's kind of like their emblem here. And
Yeah.
so you can have a little, bird or whatever you want to put up.
Oh.
I think like you said, birdie, right? So it's
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
It works out perfectly.
And birdies are good in golf. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Birdies are good.
yeah. Okay, well, we want to thank you very much for joining us on our show.
Oh, thank you.
And we want to wish you good luck in the future for your college, and also with the bird. So whenever that merchandise comes out, we'll be happy to test it out for you. We'll be-
Of course. Are you gonna be my model?
No, actually, Alina can be. She's actually the model, so Alina can be the model. She's a pro model. I'm not a pro model. I don't know. I can be a
He's a
model.
role model, not a model.
All right.
In the
Okay. Well,
meantime,
thank
just
you.
wanted
Thank
to
you.
say, keep
Oh,
drinking.
there you go.
All right, guys.
All right, take care. Thanks, Sean. All right, nice to meet you.
Okay.
All right,
Bye.
Good night, guys.